Hello everyone and welcome to ZSR. Today we have a ZSR Max Rando tournament with TAH and jkoper. So today in the commentary booth we have Mirai joined by Elendar. Say hello you too!
Hello everyone, Elendar.
Hello. Excited for a second race of the night between TAH and jkoper. One of these runners is technically a tournament champion of this game.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Alan Heffley is carrying a current belt of his own from last year's Nibiru Invitational, I believe is what that was from.
Yes. jkoper, meanwhile, owns the trophy for most randomizers played, clearly.
Yeah, I always say this, that jkoper operates on like 36-hour days. The man, I think, is currently in 5 randomizer tournaments, if not more. That's Z1R, Z2R, Z3R, FFR, and DWR. Right now, that's all I know. He's also dabbling in OOTR and also is GeoGuessr champion.
Yeah, and you would think for playing that many randomizers, oh, he must split his time. No, he's actually just great at all of them. So this should be a fantastic race.
Yeah. Now, with all of that time that he is spending in all of these tournaments, I don't know how much Z2R practice he's gotten in throughout all of this time. So who knows what he's coming off of right now, whether he ran a seed recently, kind of refreshed himself. But Z2R really hasn't changed in like the last 2 years. Max Rando does change things up a bit under the hood, just messes things up as it's not that standard all the time, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, and these flags are mostly the same as last year. Got a little bit of difference. I think the main difference is the biomes are random with no vanilla, so we won't be seeing any vanilla or vanilla shuffle. But other than that, pretty similar flags. No fire link to a random spell. We've got the dash spell this time.
Yeah, real fast before we get started. I don't want to discount Alan Heffley over sitting over. We're just talking about jkoper, randomizer extraordinaire, 36-hour days. Also, Alan Heffley, owner, operator, coordinator of tournament things that is all things Z2R, also possibly derusting, had a bit of a laptop mishap at the end of last year's tournament. Was out of commission for a while. Not sure when he got that replaced. It was somewhat recently, so he might be a little rusty as well. A lot of derusting here in first week of Swiss.
Yeah, and we got a 6-gemmer with a flute and a hammer, reflect and fairy. But only 2 lives.
Oh, those 2 lives. Wow. Yeah, that could hurt. Hopefully we're going to see some 1-ups in the drop pool, which is going to make everything a little bit better.
I absolutely love the palette on this tractor sprite for jkoper.
Yeah, no, go ahead. I need to ask a question here.
Oh, well, we're going west to find the magic key. That could be very useful. They do have the fairy spell, but it is so far uncastable. They're going to need some amount of magic containers and or magic levels, especially magic levels. The fairy at magic 1 is always ridiculously expensive.
Yeah, and not to, you did say we're not playing with fire. We have dash in this one. Not to be thrown off by Alan Heffley's beam sprite, which is actually a fireball today.
Yep. And wow, a lot of palaces right off the start. Here's a 2 or 5. It's 2.
Yeah, what a cluster.
And there's 5. The runners also picked up the spell and confirmations to Caldera.
We got a lot of stuff here. We might actually, oh my god. Well, it won't be a glove hunt today. Unless
no,
Alan
we had
Heffley
enough
misses.
Those.
No comment. No spoilers either.
Yep, alright. Jump spell, gonna be inaccessible. But with fairy spell already, not gonna be too important.
Yeah, so I was going to say, it looks like we might have a pass-through here on the top side. The fairy cave might go all the way through on the top side of the caldera. However, we did see the palace up there, which means the caldera actually passes through as well. So jump cave and Did we see the front of Jump when we checked in the caldera? I didn't see whether we saw the front or what cave that was.
I think it was the front of Jump cave.
Okay, so fairy jump going to be required here to get through at least to the other side of our caldera.
So we might have to do a little bit of grinding just to access fairy, but never mind.
Yeah, we also saw a raft tile in the northwest as well. Looked like it might have been unreachable without the boots. Might need a little water walking to get up there. Wasn't entirely sure on the layout of terrain though.
Yeah, jkoper definitely gonna look around here on this Death Mountain. He does have the hammer, and it's a pretty open vanilla-like biome, so should be able to get at least one item pretty easily.
Yeah, it's always nice to just no encounters, just kind of walk around. I mean, you got to fight enemies from Death Mountain, or at least going to run into some gorillas and Dairas in here, instead of Octoroks and bots and small enemies though. But just got to watch out for things in the dark. As long as you're familiar with these cave layouts, which usually aren't too extraordinarily difficult. You can find a rock and be on your way.
Yep. jkoper, maybe not as experienced with this flag set, was checking a whole bunch of caves, whereas TAH is sort of just sticking his face around and trying to pair things up. It looks like jkoper starting to do the same. Now he's still going to check them. If you're not 100% certain about the way the seed is laid out, definitely better to check the caves than accidentally miss something and find out that it's a critically important item. But
yeah, especially after seeing that raft tile there, knowing that the raft is really going to lead us nowhere. So if there's not another connector here in Death Mountain, Hidden Cave, or Maze Island Bridge, then that's going to be on the other side of the west, and we're going to need to find our way over there.
Yep, TAH going to get our first magic level. Maybe we'll get a sighting on whether fairy is castable now.
Yeah, I was just going to say, starting with fairy, it seems like we shouldn't really have any problems getting to the other side of the west, and that may just be progression.
Yeah.
I guess, the 2 lives thing early on, Dark, Death Mountain. Nobody really likes to dig Dark Death Mountain, but again, I don't know how much practice has been done by either of these runners up to this point. Week 1 Swiss. It's just Swiss. It's just for seeding, and we do see a death in a game over there from jkoper.
TAH can be the first one to find the rock. It's the boots!
That's going to give him access to, I think, 2 different caves up there by the raft tile.
And this seed has been extremely free. It could be that whole southeast section of Death Mountain is boots blocked. Although...
Yeah, it might be.
At this point, I'm not actually sure whether it's faster to go through caves to get back there or just up an A, because this entrance to Death Mountain is very close to start. I think both runners still looking to conserve experience, even with just a little 1,000 points for Alan Heavily.
What a cheater.
All right.
Wow, that's big.
What I said about conserving XP, it's all gone.
I think he's going to open his menu after this. Let's see if we can get a cast of fairy. Nope, still hidden.
This is sort of a hidden benefit of... Wow, and this is going to be Hammer King.
Wow. Yeah, that 1,000-point PB couldn't have come at a better time.
And man, what a trolly place. It's configured right next to the coast, but you can't get to it from the coast. You had to take this specific cave to get into it.
Absolutely love it. jkoper might not be searching for Hammer Cave. He might just keep going. He might think, like I would probably be thinking at this point, just get magic levels, get fairy down, and start cruising to the other side of the west and get into palaces.
Yeah, and between the death that he took and not getting a lucky 1,000-point P-bag, jkoper still on Magic 1. And
yeah, he just picked up Life 2 after his game over, so he took a death without getting... He took that 2 deaths in a game over without getting any levels at that point, so that was probably a little bit of a setback there.
Yeah, TAH, unfortunately, just 2 lives, taking a death in that Hammer Cave, but now that he has the boots, is deciding, well, I'm just going to check these other locations. Maybe I can get something nice out of them.
Now here's... Oh my god.
Okay, that's the magical key we had a hint for.
Beautiful. Glove, magical key, start with fairy, start with reflect. Oh man, this might end up being pretty jetty.
Yeah, all they're really looking for at this point is a downstab might be helpful, and some knowledge about where Thunder is.
So before I forget real fast here, we did see Alan Heffley with a 1,000-point P-bag. The scariest thing here at low levels is, here's jkoper walking into Hammer Cave. He hasn't seen that drop just yet, at least based on his levels he hasn't. What might happen is he sees the drop and takes a death, and then he's going to be back. He's going to be set back 1,000 points that he just won't have. And that could hurt big time.
Okay, a candle, not a bad pickup this early.
Yeah, two lives. You're looking for any type of additional safeties, just navigational safeties as you move through these dark caves like this, especially without any sort of upstab, downstab techniques here.
Yeah, and jkoper, basically following in TAH's footsteps, takes the same game over in approximately the same spot, figures, well, I've got the boots, I'm going to go check these other locations.
Yeah, it's not that far back. It's just that 1,000-point P-bag. As he sees a red Dyra looking here right at the entrance of Magic Cave.
Yeah, TAH just cast Fairy and sort of plowed through it. jkoper going to take his time, try to take it down, but takes a death.
Yeah, attack 1 as well is, I don't know. You're looking at least 8 hits, I think, if you're lucky, if not like 12.
Yeah, this specific spot for fighting a red Dyra in the dark in Magic Container Cave. This is a thing that I always recommend to runners prior to coming into Max Rando. Practice this cave.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it's a thing that happens a lot, and the difference between being able to clear it and not clear it can be huge if there's something big behind it now. We know that it's the magical key, so not huge, but nice.
Yeah, it's, 2 lives, though, seems like 1 cast of Fairy, so it's really only like 2 casts of Fairy you get in any given palace without that magic key. There are keys in the drop pool, I believe, so not the end of the world, but still, maybe not. I was seeing no keys on Alan's side, so I could just be misremembering that from a previous race. But, yeah, so magic key, I like the magic key. Magic key and I are tight. Yeah,
I'm a little bit surprised TAH decided to go straight for the palaces and not through Fairy Cave. Definitely, I mean, he's got everything that he needs to clear it, but it could be difficult on these low levels. And
yeah, we're getting that right now. It's like if you can't really fight a blue iron knuckle at that point, you're not really going to be able to jump because he's always trying to keep his distance from you, and no downstab. It might just be best to go get downstab.
Yeah, unfortunately, downstab is on the other side of the caldera, so it is a bit of an investment. jkoper gonna give Medicine Cave another shot. TH, I think is he still on his first life, or is he on the second here?
He just took that's a good question. I thought he took a death. I might be wrong. If there was no door right there, there's not going to be any chance for a jar in either one of those statues. I don't remember if there's a door, but here's an item room.
Yeah, kind of a tricky item room, though.
Yeah, maybe he is on his last life and why he's playing this cautiously. Otherwise, just take the death and Fairy in there,
Yeah. If I have an extra life, I'm just immediately going to go Fairy through there and say the hell with it. But yeah, if you're on your last life, it's tricky. Yeah, jkoper trying to walk out of Medicine Cave, keep his XP, but it's not going to happen. Oh, he has an extra life. Never mind.
I didn't see. Oh, he must have gotten the 1,000-point drop at this point. He's maybe not, though.
No, he had killed some of these enemies in Medicine Cave trying to get through the first time, and unfortunately took a game over right before the end, and so he's back in here with them again. But he did successfully complete the cave.
Wow, there was a third cave up here. Did Alan step into Trophy Cave? He had to have seen this.
I don't think so. I don't think Alan's seen this.
He might have. Oh my god. He might have just up and ate out of Medicine Cave at that point and not seen this. So this might be something worth getting.
Yeah, I think we're gonna see jkoper taking that up A to avoid certain death. I think we're just gonna see him come back in there, cast Fairy, and not even bother.
Oh wow. second 1,000-point P-Bag for Alan Heffley. He's high rolling today. Jeez.
Yeah, and they're making a big difference with how difficult combat has been early in this seed. Just an extra life level, an extra attack level can be huge.
And that came from a small enemy as well. So I don't know if jkoper saw one right as he died, or maybe he hasn't seen one. Maybe he's about to see his 1,000-point P-Bag, because he doesn't seem like he's got the levels for that. The 223 does not seem like 1,000 points that would have gotten him that.
TAH, or jkoper rather, also get a hand into the palace instead of go through the caldera.
Okay, so Clem is saying he saw the P-Bag drop but didn't get it. He did take the death and game over, or was that just the remainder that he had? He did pick it up, or did he not pick it up? He didn't get to it. Okay, yep, wow.
Okay, TAH does get our item here in Palace
2.
Yeah, trying to remember those windows. And it is the trophy. I don't remember. I think it was Jump Spell was trophy.
You know, the one thing we haven't seen so far in Drop Pool is 1-ups. So these 2 lives might be all they're getting on any given attempt.
Yeah, the nice thing is it is a 6-gemmer. When you get like a 2-gemmer or something and it's so low on lives, you gotta be really thinking about, do I want to do some grinding? Do I want to get some extra experience that I'm, going to be at a level of safety that I feel like I could actually beat GB with? With 6 gems, TAH is already on pace to hit, somewhere in the neighborhood of 667.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be nearly as bad.
All right, Clem in chat also reporting we did see a 1-up in the Drop Pool, so totally missing things here as we get a quick helmet head.
Okay, so TAH finding his way to the item quickly, jkoper finding the boss.
Oh, wow. Yeah, jkoper, little bit of eye rolling here. It's this early game. It's the early game, low attack. Attack 2 might not be doing so hot, so a lot of hits on helmet head. Life 3 might not be doing so hot. He just did take a hit from helmet head there for almost 3 hearts, so helmet head's the only one who does any real damage here. Those floating helmets and those little bullets from them do like negligible, almost 0 damage.
Yep, and enough experience that jkoper, 1,000-point bags from the bosses!
Everybody is cheating today.
And jkoper is going for high attack strats.
Dude! Alan just got another 1,000-point P-Bag.
I think we're going to see jkoper jump this, pick up a little bit more, and take attack 5.
Wow.
So jkoper well on his way to finishing closer to 778 if he does end up doing high attack.
No kidding.
Strats. He doesn't know that the item is not here behind the boss.
Yeah, Alan Heffley gonna walk it back, it looks like. Unless maybe he goes left? Okay. I guess I don't know if jkoper came through here. I did not see how he made it to helmet head, but if there's another elevator up in the next room, that might be just where he went.
Yeah, as far as 6-gemmers go, this one has been very friendly to the runners, aside from some initial difficulty with combat. And unfortunately, there are just a lot of forks here for jkoper to take after the boss. I wouldn't be surprised if this section of the palace just loops back to the other side.
Yeah, there's going to be a dead end for him here. Another blue Iron Knuckles needs to try to push through, but he's not going to be rewarded unless there's another fat 1,000 bag over here. There's not.
Yeah, and he doesn't have a life remaining, so he's got to be careful. Yeah, he's just going to use his fairy cast here and then backtrack to the statue and make sure that he doesn't lose this setup for attack 5.
Yeah, he can't. Yeah. He can't go left. Yeah, exactly. He can't go left up there because that blue Iron Knuckle. So just walk it back. Keep it going.
Yeah.
Attack leveling wise.
Yeah. Get attack 5. Fill up your life and magic. The jump spell is blocked by trophy today, so probably not going to see our runners make a return for it.
Yeah, he's happy with the attack 5, I'm sure, but the attack 5 is probably not too far off for Alan Heffley, seeing his 1,000-point bags are dropping like candy.
They keep dropping.
And it's only like 2,200 to get to attack 5, so yeah.
jkoper has only seen, I think jkoper has only actually collected the one from the boss.
I think so too.
And TAH has gotten 5 or 6.
Yeah, it just is coming down to timing or something like that. Maybe, yeah, 5, 2, 3. I mean, oh my God.
300-point Iron Knuckles, just all the experience for free.
All of this is rolled so high on this average experience flag. These guys could even be worth more on a high experience flag set. All right, he gets his 1,000-pointer there. He's going to keep it. Oh, he's going to keep going to attack 6.
Yeah, at this point, you might as well set up for, get attack 7 or attack 8 and then go crazy. There's certainly the experience available for it.
Yeah. This is definitely a very fancy power leveling seed here. And I absolutely know that at least jkoper is huge fan of being able to power level his attack levels.
jkoper picks up an extra life. Very difficult to see because of his dark colored palette.
Yeah, the console capture as well is leaves a little bit to be desired in terms of pixel quality.
TAH finishes up the palace. He's already got the item. He's also going to head out into this P5.
Wow, these are very bold plays from Alan. I would not expect Alan just to be jumping into 5, but then again, he's probably en route to have attack 5 by the time he reaches Guma.
Yeah, just a couple 1,000-point bags, and
well, here, if we can compare, we did just see jkoper get hit by Guma at life 3. Alan Heffley's got life 6, so.
And yeah, even with those 6 bars, 2 hits taking jkoper down. He's going to give it another shot.
I think he's got this. Just steady. What is that saying? Steady in something. Just keep at it. Don't get hits. You got 2 hits at least, so this is not going to be too bad at attack 5, even though it seems like Guma might have a little bit of health tonight.
Yeah, attack 5 didn't seem terrible. Oof. jkoper accidentally getting a standing instead of a ducking stab.
4+ bars.
Yeah, life 3 not doing it for him.
Yes, lost in chat. Slow and steady. There we go.
Okay, he had this extra life that he picked up as TAH picks up another 1,000 points.
I can't even. What is happening here?
This is a little bit of the cost of going for high attack strats here, is that with only life 3, jkoper does have to make sure that he doesn't get hit.
Well, Alan Heffley is going to double level here if he gets this kill. It's going to be 1,000 bag from the boss drop, and whatever Guma drops is going to push him. I mean, the 1,000 bag alone pushes him to attack 5.
Yeah, attack 4 not looking quite as good as attack 5. Alan thinking about using side screen cheese. It's a slow strat, but pretty safe.
Yeah, jkoper not happy about that death. That was a lot of time spent on Guma to not get a kill there.
Yeah, and he's just saying to hell with it. Well, he is going to go pick up his jump spell.
Alan gets bodied, but we don't really know what the situation was, I don't think. I think he just walked in here with about a heart, so we'll see if he gets hit again here, how much it actually hits him for. It's definitely not going to be over 4 hearts like it was on jkoper. I'm going to say 3 shot for Alan.
Yeah, the difference between 3 and change and just under 3, it's so close. TH maybe got to hit him, maybe not. jkoper picking up some hints. Well, some potential hints. Unfortunately, these villagers don't know very much.
All right, we're going to get a check on Fairy Cave here. Now, this doesn't have to go through. This could actually dead end in a little mountain area up top. Usually it doesn't, but it can, especially because this middle of the caldera does go through.
Yeah, there's 3 different pass-through caves in the west. 2 of them the caldera is using up. This is the 3rd.
Oh, it is a 3-shot. Oh, dude!
Oh!
He was right there. He was right there, ready for the kill.
And the score is Goomba 5, Runners 0.
Holy jeez, did you see where that fairy cave leads to?
Everywhere! It leads everywhere!
Dude, oh my god, what a connection!
And this was available to our runners basically from the beginning. All they needed was 1 level up to be able to cast Fairy, and the whole scene opens up.
Wow, I can't believe that goes to a Maze Island cave. I mean, I guess it all kind of loops around, because now they're... Oh no, he's on the east. He's on the east, not on the west again. Okay, my bad.
Yeah. The Maze Island, there was a connection to the east almost immediately, and it's like, okay, well, here's the whole scene.
And it's a dry canyon. He's just going to be able to walk around here freely just to see what's going on.
There's a 3 or 6. jkoper gonna keep looking.
Wow, that is so cool to see that. Oh my god, it could have just dead-ended right there.
Okay, here's what jkoper wants. Palace 1. A nice, clean, easy palace he can pick up a couple attack levels potentially in.
Yeah, see, the thing is, probably would have been better to just up an A, but he doesn't seem to know that there's just standard 1,000-point P-bags in the drop hole. Not entirely. We're not clear on that just yet, because the 270 is not that hard to pass up, seeing as the boss themselves drop 1,000 points.
Yeah, we'll see what he does here. No, he's just gonna keep skipping. I think I mean, P1 is not likely to be too long, but I mean, there's some school of thought you need 2,800 here. It's not crazy to get into a position where you can take a double level, but
yeah,
maybe not in Palace 1. As here's the boss.
Alan Heffley on round 2 of Goomba. On his last life, he was a little short on life when he showed up, took a hit, took a death, and he's on his last life now. Got the side screen. I call it the poor man strat, but I've obviously employed it plenty of times myself as well. It's it's the slow and steady way to do it here.
Yeah, it's a pretty safe strat because most of the time it causes his ball and chain to despawn, but like that, if you're not careful, sometimes he can pop out and nail you with it.
Oh my god, Alan Heffley.
He does have enough life to take 2 hits at full.
I can't take this level of elevated blood pressure for 2 races in a row. We're only 25 minutes into this.
Whew.
Gets the kill. Very nice. 1,700 total going to be from Goomba. Looks like 700 from him and 1,000 from the bag. 90 short. Jump that. Oh, man. We're jumping the gem and trying to get attack 6? Probably not. I think he probably feels a little behind on that thing game over, but little does he know, jkoper did the same thing.
jkoper finds the first item in Maze Island, 1,000-point P-bag, as is traditional. So that he did end up taking that up to 634, which should be fine. He should still be able to pretty easily get attack 7 with the bosses dropping 1,000 points.
All right, so we got Alan Heffley in Jump Caves to be checking on with another 1,000-point P-bag. He's going to be checking on our Caldera Palace. Get
another one
here. jkoper's picking up a magic container in Maze Island, and Alan Heffley's walking out of the first screen of Jump Cave with 2,000 experience. Can we get 3? I mean, there's 2 more enemies here.
Yeah, where's attack 9 when we need him?
I mean,
it's gonna happen.
Oh my god. I mean, this is what you cut. This is super comfortable because the 2 lives are so punishing. All right, jkoper getting a little bit more there as well. The 2 lives are so punishing that this is going to give them some good stats to just survive.
Yeah, jkoper was thinking about another level. Decides he's gonna stick to his his guts and go for 7-3-4, potentially 8-3-4 before getting a huge windfall bonus.
Yeah, so here's the thing. If that's the only way to connect to the east, and what does it look like? We've got... It is. That's it. You have to take Fairy Cave. So if Alan Heffley doesn't try that Fairy Cave at some point, then jkoper, the knowledge that jkoper's got is humongous right now, because we have the cave and the raft both go to Death Mountain. Then we have Fairy Cave that takes us to the Maze Island cave. Then the bridge takes us to the east, and that's it. That's it. Those are all of our connectors and all of our continents.
Yeah, and both runners still looking for items. The only things that could still be needed at this point are our medicine and our child. We still don't know when Thunder Spell is. Likelihood of it being required, at least some sort of spell item being required, 50-50 at this point. Of course, is Thunder even required is an excellent question.
Oh, putting out Vanilla Thunder. We did see Thunder in Ulka Studio already, so completely free.
Okay, I had missed that on jkoper's side. What I didn't miss is TAH picking up another 1,000 points.
I just don't get it. He just must be killing more than jkoper is. I'm just confused. He's just seeing so many. Maybe he's just I don't know.
And the P-Bag Cave giving a mere 300 points. Not enough for another level for TAH.
Yeah, we scoff at that. Well, both of them right here on the west, looking around, probably wanting that downstab technique. Going to be finding Mito soon enough.
Yeah, I'm curious at this point. Okay, jkoper, I think that may have been his first or second 1,000-point bag off the ground.
Yeah, that's at least his second.
Yeah, but he's not interested in it. Unless he happens to get another 3 or 4 of them, then he's very interested. Yeah, I'm curious though. I know the runners. You know, you want to check item caves. You want to get everything, but jkoper at this point, just in go mode.
Essentially, yeah. I mean,
he's got the only potentially required item he doesn't have is the raft. He has all of the spells. He has all of the knowledge of how to get through the continents.
The raft goes from the northwest of the west side of the northwest side. Okay. The northwest corner of the west side of the west is the raft, how that goes to the northeast corner of Death Mountain.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's in go mode. He needs to just level and go.
This is the most important thing jkoper has found is downstab.
Yeah, so again, if Alan does not find, if he doesn't, well, maybe he will check that. I mean, oh no, you know what? He might not. He might, if he doesn't go through Fairy Cave, he might find himself in Death Mountain, looking around at all the caves, lost in there because it's not going to go anywhere. And he needs to check that Fairy Cave. That's huge. I'll be honest. I'm not sure I've ever seen that type of setup before.
I've seen it before, but it's not common.
I mean, I've not seen it go to a continent connector. I just had a seed the other day that instead of it was a one-sided caldera, and on the south side it was jump cave into Parappa, double connector on the bottom side that took me through. I was very pleased by that, but I don't think I've ever seen it go. I mean, I played a lot of seeds, so I can't really recall all of them, but that's got to be so rare.
Yeah. Okay, so TAH, having fully explored the east end of the west, is going to walk it back.
I think he wants to go. He's going to go into 3 or 6 in the caldera here. He knew it was just Parappa Cave.
Yeah, at this point, you might as well clear it off. You've got all of your required items. You've got 5, 6, 6 already. And did TAH find the downstab?
Yeah, he got it. He got it just before jkoper did.
Okay.
And I think that's why he hesitated. I don't think he's like pro downstabbless Rebanak player. So I think that in case this was 3, he definitely wanted to see the other side of the west, see Mito, get downstab, and then come back in here in case this is 3 and not 6.
Yeah. Also, downstab, it speeds so much. In addition to all the safety it gives you, in addition to potentially being required, it just speeds things up so much.
Well, soon enough, they'll just be one-shotting everything and nothing will matter.
Yeah, especially as TAH got himself into a little bit of trouble there at no life and no lives remaining. But a timely 1,000-point P-bag going to give him a life refill.
jkoper going to be joining Alan Heffley here in what we know as P3 as Alan walks into Rebo's room.
Yeah, and it's a short one.
I also agree with this nice brick color and curtain color contrast here. I am a fan. I think there's also a turquoise highlight on the color of the palace as well. So this is the randomizer sometimes has some really cool colors. At times it still has some bright stuff that you wish you had sunglasses for, and other times things are just kind of normal, but sometimes it has some really cool combinations of colors.
Magic 7 for TAH. And TAH doesn't know that he doesn't need any more items. And so he's going to keep looking here, thinking he might need a spell item. I'd be very surprised if we didn't see jkoper just up A out of here after getting his attack 7.
It is a pretty small palace. Maybe another magic container would be nice. jkoper got his other magic container from Maze Island, so he's up 1. And we know that the 7th one is then going to be in P5. So we've got the 8th one out there outstanding somewhere, not in 3.
Okay, well, TH doesn't have to go too many more rims to find what almost certainly was a 1,000-point P-bag.
jkoper going to be headed back into 5. I just thought of that. He up an A's. I guess Alan up an 8 as well, but he does not need to do 5. Doom is not too deep in, though.
Yeah, he's got a couple extra attack levels and Life 4 this time. We know Life 4 is going to be enough to give him 3 hits, so should be much easier this time for him. And so Alan in a position where he is technically a little bit ahead of jkoper in that he has completed that 5, but he doesn't know where the way forward is, and man, I hope he finds that cave.
Yeah, he knows it's up there, but I mean, I would simply assume that fairy cave doesn't go anywhere.
Okay, this is the item cave that TH hadn't found earlier. So he's going to clear this out real quick.
I don't remember what was in here. Oh, cross.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah, we would have much rather had a 1,000-point B-bag.
Yeah. All right, TH taking a lava bath. Just going to up A. Probably the right play regardless.
I think we're at the Guma here for... Oh, almost done to Guma for jkoper here.
Oh no, TH is going to Death Mountain.
Yeah, he might be going back to Hammer Cave, which is not going to be the answer. Yeah, I was afraid of this. I was very afraid of this, and that's huge knowledge. That's huge knowledge. It's so rare. Again, I can't even remember the last time I would have even seen something like that, and I'm not even sure that I have. But, oh my God, now that I've seen it, I thought I've seen everything, and now that's going to be in the back of my mind constantly that if I can't find where I need to go, I need to check any of those top and bottom pass-through caves on calderas now.
Oh, I was wrong. You need Life 5 to live through 2 hits from...
Well, Alan was in here at Life 6, so he took just under 3 bars.
Okay, well, jkoper with attack 7 decides, I'm just going to get aggressive, I'm going to stab him repeatedly, I'm going to get attack 8? Yep, attack 8.
Wow, attack 8, 36 minutes into the randomizer is pretty wild.
Yeah. This is, even with jkoper getting so many fewer P-bags than TAH, he's gotten enough that he's going to be able to really successfully execute this high attack palace leapfrog technique.
The saving grace on Alan's side here might be that this is kind of an open Death Mountain in terms of caves, and you can see where it all kind of connects to. And at the same point in time, he might just exhaust these cave this cave digging earlier than if he was in like a caldera or a mountainous somewhere. So this might just send him back to the west, and he might just go ahead and check Fairy Cave.
Yeah, unfortunately, his time advantage has evaporated as jkoper is done with P5 and does know how to get to the east.
Yeah, and then what has he got? He's got 6 under Three-Eyed Rock, and then we have 4 sitting out there somewhere as well. He's already done with 1 on Maze Island. He's got the items off Maze Island, and then it's going to be GP somewhere also here on the east.
Yep, and it's just going to be a few more palaces, hopefully some quick ones, and jkoper could be in GP very soon at some really impressive levels.
Yeah,
because he's gonna get 2 more big levels.
Yeah, the only thing that's going to potentially send him back is just a really tough GP with those low lives. But even if that were the case, Alan's got to go through the same GP, and he's got the same amount of lives. So I don't really know. It'll allow him to catch up to GP entry point, but whoever can get through it first. And now I'm just completely, theoretical situation here.
Yeah, as far as safeties go, Life Spell is behind the medicine, so we're not going to have that. And we haven't seen enough to know where Shield is. I think maybe jkoper will dip into a couple more towns to see if he could pick that up. That could make a big difference in GP, especially if you've got, Magic 7 or 8 to spend it on. Even more, especially if you have the child.
Oh, wow. Well, that opens up all of the eastern towns for any spell blocks from there. Easy seed.
Definitely.
I can't believe how just open-ended, just how forgiving, how speedy this 6-gemmer is. Just wow. And this is something you're kind of afraid of as well when you're racing this game. It's like everybody's getting those 1,000-point PBAG. And jkoper doesn't know that Alan Heffley's probably had twice as many 1,000-point PBAGs as he's had at this point. So Alan's got better levels. I don't know if you can average that out. Yeah, I'd average out to better levels, yeah. But Alan's still stuck in Death Mountain. He's got to get out of here. He's got to go check that fairy cave. You couldn't really see it from the caldera. I don't think you could see it. You could see where fairy cave came out, but you couldn't see that there was another cave up there. And even if you could, you would have had to have been staring at it if you even wanted to look up there. Again, it's so likely that there's nothing up there.
Yeah, I don't know if TAH tracks all of his transport entrances, right? There's always going to be the same 3 transport caves in the west, but it's one of those things where if that's something that you track, you could be like, hey, wait a second, I'm pretty sure I've checked everything in the west, and I've only seen 2 of the transport caves. What gives?
Well, he saw the one up there. He just didn't see the other side of it.
Go in it.
Yeah, he was the first one to show us that was fairy cave, and then he never has headed back.
Man. So jkoper continuing on attack 9 strats.
Yeah, right. If you want some 1-ups, just buy into attack 9.
Okay. Gotta be careful though. He's down to the last bits of life on this life.
Alan Heffley has made rounds through this Death Mountain twice now. He's worried. He's concerned, absolutely. And it's like how you got to think that maybe I missed something on the west. Go back, check every cave.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I definitely got myself into this sort of position too, where you're like, I'm pretty sure I've checked everything, and I don't have. I'm pretty sure I've checked everything, and I don't have a way forward. There's got to be something I missed. I'm just going to recheck. And man, yeah. jkoper gets 1,000-point P-bag and decides, you know what? It's actually, these levels are good enough that if I kill a Barba and get a 1,000-point P-bag from it, I'm going to be in good enough shape that I can afford to take Magic 4 Life 5 and still get attack 9.
Yeah. Alan heavily pondering where this continent connector can lie here in Death Mountain. Unfortunately, it does not lie in Death Mountain. P6 seems to be throwing a bit of loop towards jkoper here. He's walking around. A lot of P6 digging here. Was this a game over for Alan? Okay, not yet. Well, I was going to say a game over. He needs a game over to send him back to the west.
Yeah, he did pick up attack 6 right before taking that death too, so a game over wouldn't hurt him that much.
Well, I have one more palace after this one, assuming we don't have any mistakes made on our Barba fight here. No lava swimming. Hammer Cave for Alan Heffley.
And yeah, these attack 8 stabs taking off a bar apiece. And we're going to see 8,700 experience. Actually kind of low for attack 9.
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like 2,200 for attack 5 is super low whenever I'm trying to distribute some experience myself during power leveling sessions. I think that's why I normally don't do a lot of power leveling these days. Because if you can't execute it correctly, and it's kind of hard not to execute it correctly in this seed with all these 1,000-point P bags, you do get caught off guard. You do tend to get caught picking up some low levels that you don't want.
All right, 858 ending levels for jkoper. And decent chance he'll be able to pick up enough experience to get life 9 on the next palace and end on 878.
Alan heavily back to the west, heading north. Keep walking north. Alan, you need that cave up there. Not that cave, further north. Yeah, this is so. I'll be honest. I would have honestly been caught off guard by this. I think if I were in Alan's shoes, I would have done very similar things and then looked around Death Mountain. But now that I have this information, I will never leave these Caldera caves alone because they can go to another connector. It's so perfectly hidden.
Yeah, it's one of those things. This is the only restriction on connector caves or transport caves, right? Is they tend, they don't have a cave paired with them, but when the pair to that cave would just be in the middle of a mountain, you don't know. It's like, well, is this gonna be a transport to absolutely nothing and I'm just gonna have to turn around, or is this gonna take me somewhere useful?
Yeah, I was, when I first saw him pop out of there, I was like, oh, that's an item cave hidden up there. And then all of a sudden he's on Maze Island, and I'm like, oh, hold up.
Yep, jkoper has picked up the ability to go fast.
He's just looking for that other palace out here on the east somewhere. He doesn't want to dig into Death Valley just yet. It's going to be easier to just find the other palace out here and check if it's GP.
Desert Tile giving him a heart for a nice safety.
Might also be looking for that shield spell, like you said before.
Yeah, even at life 8, 7 bars, when you've got so much magic available to you, it'll be nice to just have the ability to cast shield. If you're at magic 7, you can shield in pretty much every room if you want.
Someone channeling Chest Jerk in Leslie channeling Chest Jerk in from Z2R. Gotta have heart.
Yep. As jkoper has found P4 and has begun dashing his way through it. Alright, TAH taking it up a... Come on, TAH. North.
Oh no, up no, north. Okay, he's going to check it finally. Unfortunately, like 15 minutes too late. Because with as jet as this seed is, I don't think you catch jkoper unless he is extremely sloppy in GP.
Yeah, it is, always possible with some of these really long, windy GPs, but jkoper has a commanding advantage in gems, knowledge, equipment, levels.
Yeah, I guess the only thing that Alan might be able to just skip by here is not looking for items on Maze Island. Just go up to the palace straight north and do P1 and get out of here and then hit the east. Yeah,
I mean, he's got everything that he needs at this point. You have to just gamble on not needing a spell item for Thunder and say, I know I'm way behind having made that mistake. I got to just put my foot on the gas and take chances and go.
Absolutely.
Ooh, and jkoper finishing a bit short. He's just going to take his gem and finish on 868.
Do we know how much it is to cast Thunder?
We do not, but I think at 6 bars, Magic 6, you are guaranteed.
69.
Nice.
So he's got, okay, yeah, so he's got 30 extra magic.
Yeah.
Finding the horsehead guarded item room. Was that the medicine, or was that was the medicine that he picked up on the water tile?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense because the item in P1 is going to be our 8th magic container. The 7th, the 7th one for Alan Heffley is going to be on Maze Island, and the 8th one for Alan Heffley is going to be in P5. Unless he dug it out of P5. Maybe he dug one out of P5. I don't remember.
Okay, I looked up the spell tables, and Thunder is not guaranteed to be castable at 6 bars at Magic 6.
Yeah.
The vanilla cost curve for Thunder is 120 all the way up until level 7 is where it juts down.
I've seen a Magic 7 92 Thunder before.
Yeah. That would be a little bit difficult for jkoper if it turned out not to be castable at that point, but the odds are very low, just because of the way the spell randomization works. You get so many chances for it to go down.
Look, he totally gets to bypass part of this. He might actually not bypass any of the encounters, though. They might all just be down here.
Just a couple of ways in, but Fairy looks pretty affordable.
And I'm talking about Thunder. Thunder doesn't even have to be. Thunderbird doesn't even have to be required here. So,
oh man, jkoper got into an encounter here in Valley of Death and instantly hit Fairy as soon as he entered the screen in order to Fairy feed, and it was just a P-bag encounter and wasted one of his fairies. Thankfully, it looks like he's got quite a few extras with how cheap it is at this point, but does have to be a bit careful with only one life.
I don't know if Barbara's going to be able to be accessed all that much faster than jkoper showed us. I think if it's going to happen, Alan's going to have to take some gambles. I don't know the route in P6 though. jkoper was in there for a while. If Alan Heffley ends up at any sort of similar time to that, it's got to be a jet P6 for Alan. But did he toot the flute by 3-eyed rock there?
I don't think so. I feel like if he did, he'd be in the palace right now.
Well, jkoper, his own timer his own timer says 50-50 as he walks into GP here. Alan Heffley going to gamble on Death Valley being a thing, unfortunately.
And here's an immediate Thunderbird in GP.
Yeah, we did have a left, so this maybe is like a 22-room nothing burger, and it's just like Dark Link 3 rooms to the left.
Yep, or this definitely possible. And if I'm TAH and I get into GP and jkoper still isn't done after all that happened at the beginning of the seat, I'm going left, I'll tell you what.
No kidding, yeah.
Moderate chance of jkoper actually being able to pick up a fairly cheap Magic 7.
Yeah, no kidding, right? I mean, there's the 1,000 HP bags are coming from small enemies, so if he just kills some bots and ropes and news along the way, which are beefier in GP, but you know, he'll see another bag or so. He left it up top there.
Yeah, I don't know. I was thinking about trying to get a magic jar there. jkoper, if you wanted the magic jar, take that 1,000-point bag instead. It's like a magic jar.
Did he grab upstab? I think he did. He was in Darunia, grabbed dash, and I believe upstab as well.
Yeah, I know he grabbed dash. At the very least, I think he also did pick up jump. So I assume jkoper knows how to do. He does have upstab. I was gonna say I assume jkoper also knows how to do upstab clip.
I don't think he does. Unless he's recently practiced it, but it's not going to be. I
only barely know how to do it, and I never put it past anyone to learn. It's definitely one of those techniques that once you give it a little bit of practice, it isn't so bad, and then you don't do it for a few months, and you completely forget.
I mean, if we have this tough GP and it keeps catching jkoper, if it is really a deep dark link in here, that's what Alan Heffley needs. But Alan Heffley also needed to not pass up that P6 by 3-eyed rock because he's gonna have to walk all the way back there. jkoper does not want to leave this blue bird alone here.
And nope, just open it up the path and stabbing it in the knees.
It's like I have attack 8. I'm just gonna take everything out of my path.
Yeah, I mean, might as well. Oh, he's checking to see if there's a fairy there. This is a long elevator down. Going just to a left. How rude.
I don't think we saw any dead ends just yet. No loops as far as I can recall. Haven't been watching the route like a hawk though, so I don't know. You got to think that if jkoper does take a death and game overs, that he might just go left at start, and if that is the answer, then that's GG.
Okay, jkoper picked up a level, picked up magic 7. Gave an opportunity to shield. Does know that thunder does not kill bird knights.
And finds his first dead end, which was the vanilla landing room just before T-Bird.
Yeah, how much you want to bet on left here?
Oh!
Well, not very much, because jkoper going right again.
He did have a lot of options in this. Maybe not a lot, but he had several options in this direction.
Yeah, it was kind of a normal GP. A lot of ways you can go, a lot of things you can do, but that left is just so close to start.
Alan Heffley in 4 digging around here. Hopefully finds Carrot quickly, and then hopefully heads back to that 3-eyed rock. I was gonna ask, what did we determine? You looked this up just the other day. Is it 27 to 40 rooms or 27 to 48 rooms? Is it?
I think it's 26 to 40 is short GP.
Okay. So 40 rooms is still a lot, but you got to think that all those elevator shafts and things like that also eat up the count. So, what do we see? 4, 5, 6 shafts already. So that could be a hefty chunk of our full room count.
For sure.
All right, Karok for Alan Heffley here.
Oh! jkoper taking a really nasty bop. Those lava rooms, man, I tell you what, any room that has lava, if you've got magic, it's like, man, should I just cast fairy here? You don't want to, right? You don't want to spend the magic. You think, oh, I could get through here just fine, and then you go into the lava and you're like, I should have cast fairy.
Wow, almost. This is the other version of this room that we just saw. This one's got a 1-up in the end of it, though, assuming it spawns.
I think we're going to see, yeah, jkoper is going to go pick it up. making up for the previous lava bath.
Is this going to be a loop, or that's going to be a loop, I think. Maybe not. I don't know. jkoper's a little hesitant here. Might be a little confused on whether he's seen these waffle rooms or not before.
I bet that he's thinking right now. He's thinking about that left. There's so many different kinds of waffle rooms in the pool, and also they can repeat. That it's very easy to get in a position that's like, is this one of the ones I've seen? I don't know, man. I've seen so many waffles.
I might be drawn in this direction simply because of this elevator, though. Oh, I'm going to say that this is the four shaft.
No, it's not. It's not the long shaft, but I think he's been in this room.
Yeah. He came from the left side. He hasn't gone. Oh no, he did go right.
Yeah, I think he looped through there previously. I think he's going to take that left at the start, and I think he's figured that out as well. So Thunderbird not looking required. Yep, and there's the left.
So we've seen. I'm so bad at estimating rooms. We've probably seen at least 20 rooms at this point, maybe even more.
Oof. And unfortunate Kingbot not teleporting himself up into the ceiling as he often does in these waffle rooms.
Yeah, not in these emoji rooms. He's got enough space to bump himself out there and come after you. We do have a very angry set of birds in GP today, though.
Yep, and a shield and a fairy. jkoper not taking any chances.
Alan Heffley digging through southern. Oh!
That's a dead end. It's got to be one of those rooms that looked like a loop. Must be just a duplicate of that room and not actually a loop.
Yeah, so looking at this, it's been almost 9 minutes that jkoper's been in this GP, and this is what Alan Heffley needed, but Alan Heffley's still looking through item caves at this point. I'm not really sure what we're looking. I mean, I would have had to have felt behind having found that thing after spending so much time in Death Mountain.
It's possible that, and this has happened to me too, it's possible that TAH just forgot that he had the flute. It wouldn't show up in his tracker because he started with it.
I mean, it happened to me the other day in my race. I totally forgot. Yeah, because he's not going down there still.
He may think, I've got to find this flute, and he's looking around at all the remaining locations, not realizing, it's in my hand.
Yeah, that's definitely what's happening here. That's exactly what happens when you start with it. You just forget it. There's that. Even though it's not a tangible item, we're in this virtual world playing a virtual game, and the act of seeing it when you pick it up is what sticks in your mind as in, I have it. I got that, I have it. But when you're given it from start, the things just slip your mind.
Yeah, it's, also when you pick it up, that triggers you to say, okay, I have picked up a thing. Let me click on it on my tracker, mark that I have the thing. But when you're just making your way through and you started with it, it's easy to forget at the beginning because there's so much stuff to track, so much stuff to learn, and then later on you're like, wait, I have the flute?
Yep.
It could be worse with spell items because those don't show up on the pause screen.
Oh yeah. Maybe you should remedy that with some updates.
That might be a bit difficult.
We'll get someone on the chat.
Yeah.
Oh, Alan. He might go back to Maze Island and look around at this point.
Yeah, I mean, if he is forgetting that he has the flute, that would be the logical place for him to check next.
That's true as well. He does not have either of these locations marked off in Nukasudo here.
jkoper making his way through one of the waffle rooms. This time decides to let the Bluebird Knight live.
Yeah.
He's gonna pass on by.
But he whispers at his ears like, "You're lucky, buddy. I'm kind of in a hurry this time."
Maybe it's this room?
Yeah, he hasn't gone left here.
Okay.
I did not see what we picked up in the spell tower there.
We acquired the raft. TAH going for tracker percent.
Is this our elevator down into Darklink's room?
I think jkoper's been through this room though. Certainly a version of that room.
Yeah, he's been through a version of it, but it led to a different elevator. I don't think he's been through this step room here.
Yeah, two different versions of that same room, both with a blue bot as the single enemy in it.
Wow.
And this was the way. It looked like a loop. It looked like it, but it was not.
Well, GG's in chat from Mr. Koper and the Trogdor sprite.
Trogdor.
Fighting Dark Trogdor. Alright, with an official racetime.gg race room time of 63 minutes, 13 seconds. Try to get jkoper in here for an interview. Alan Heffley trying the flute button there, maybe he had seen it in his inventory, thinking, gosh darn.
I'm sure looking over and seeing as well that jkoper has just finished, but TAH gonna finish it out.
Yeah, I had to try to pay attention out of the corner of my eye as we're talking to jkoper here to see how fast Alan finds Barba, to see if it really would have been able to close a good gap there. Well, what started out as a very interesting race had a very interesting connector, and unfortunately had not an ultimately interesting finish to it, but that happens.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's easy to miss one little cave, and then 20 minutes later you see your opponent done, and you're like, what am I doing? What's going on?
jkoper joining us in chat. How are we doing, GG, jkoper?
Hey guys, I'm doing alright. I feel like I played pretty awful most of that seed, but I don't know. It was pretty friendly overall, kind of, except for the weird sort of layout that wasn't really favorable. Like, man, I just want downstab and I'd be happy for the most part. So I don't know. Yeah, an interesting position at the start when either you have to level magic or dive Death Mountain. Those are the only real options, I think. So yeah, that's why I dove into Death Mountain. I figured I might as well go in there and I will hopefully get a magic level while I'm looking around here. But yeah, I don't know if it's worth going after the Hammer Cave. The item layout was very, very generous to us, so I'm not sure that I should have really tried to pursue much. If I should have just focused on solely levels.
Yeah, for the first quite a significant amount of time, you and TAH were basically making the same plays. You both dug out the Hammer Cave. You both took a game over and didn't go back. Doing the palaces and whatnot. But the big difference ended up being that you found that Fairy Cave connector to the east, and unfortunately TAH took quite some time to find it.
Oh, I mean, it didn't seem all of that. That like I didn't think I did anything particularly crazy. You know, I just went through the cave that was there. So, yeah. Did he try to find another cave in Death Mountain or something?
Yeah. It's he went through, did another trip to Death Mountain, double checked the east side of the west, looking for where to go, and eventually did discover that fairy cave. But unfortunately, by that point, you were, hot on the way to GP, and then
Yeah, I mean that was something I found immediately because I was looking for something to do. So it was there from the start, I suppose.
yeah, I think he saw it early before he could at Magic 1, and he couldn't cast Fairy, and then just sort of forgot it was there.
Yeah,
because it's easy to think it's just another connector to the east side of the west.
Yeah, and on top of that, once he reached the east, it seemed to have forgotten that he had the flute, and so did not open up P6 under Three-Eyed Rock. So he's on Barba right now, just ended up killing him, and will be in GP after this. But that he scoured the east for everything at that point. He was probably going to head back to Maze Island after he was in New Kasuto, clearing that out, and then just probably he seemingly realized that he had the flute at that point, and then went back to Thread Rock and just finished it now.
Yeah, I had a lot of debate about how much I should be skipping items. Like when I was on Maze Island, I knew I had everything that I needed, probably, but also I only had 4 magic containers, so the magic container was the main thing I was looking for, and I found that right away, and then, I kind of just was like, well, I'm just gonna grab other little things along the way if I can for safety, and the safeties were definitely easy to get, and I think that they were generally good to have. In the end, that GP was pretty easy. It seemed like there weren't that many rooms in there. I imagine there was a branch I must not have taken or something, but yeah, that was strange. Like it wasn't easy direction-wise. You had to take an odd little left there, but it just with the rooms that you had to navigate, it wasn't bad at all.
We were actually talking about that on stream on when you use the shortened GP flag, you can have 26 to 40 rooms in shortened GPs. So it seems like it kind of rolled sort of low this time, because even P5, P6, if P5 and P6 roll high, that's even more than 26. So if GP rolled low, it's definitely going to feel like there's not too much to explore.
Yeah, I don't know if any of the palaces were extremely bad. Like it took me a little bit to figure out P6. Maybe there was a little loop in there, but once I figured out the right way to go, then it wasn't too long to Barba. P5 was very kind in leading us right to Guma. Unfortunately, couldn't quite take him down the first time. That would have been nice. I was hoping or thinking that I should be making some effort here to never come back to the West. But I did, and whatever. It worked out fine, I guess.
Yeah, when it came down to P5 and you game over, well, here's what happened a little bit earlier. When we realized there were 1,000-point P-bags in the drop pool, Alan Heffley was getting a ton of them, and it seemed like you weren't getting them. Like, I think you took a death when you saw one, and you didn't get a chance to pick it up. And then when Alan Heffley was killing a bunch of small enemies throughout Death Mountain, he was getting them like crazy. And when he went to go in on Guma, I think he had 4-6-6. He was able to take 3 hits from Guma unshielded at life 6, whereas you were getting 2-shot. And he went in after you game over. You both game over. You were both essentially side by side, as Elendar said, all the way through P2 and P5. But when you game overed, you left P5 and Alan tried again. He got Guma down, then went through, and this is when you discovered that Fairy Cave led to Maze Island, led to the east and all that. And we thought, wow, that might actually set Alan back if he can't find that. Alan then went into the Caldera after 5, saw P3, P6 in there, then headed to the other side of the west, and you were both kind of out there at the same time getting downstep. He got it just like seconds before you did, and then you both headed back into P3, and then he got stuck on the west after that, and the rest is history.
Yeah. In the end, I think the seed was pretty straightforward, and I expect that in a bigger race that someone might be like sub 50, almost certainly. So, yeah, I don't know. It was pretty kind, despite all of the deaths and whatnot. So, yeah, I don't know if you wish you were playing it as you were commentating. I know.
It was very nice. All those 1,000-point P bags. I don't know what I would have done. I mean, you were at 878. You were just power leveling like a maniac. I know you tend to like that strat, power leveling attack. It's a solid strat to take, unless there's something that trips up the leveling experience drops throughout all of it. But even Alan's at 788. So I don't know what I would have done at that point. I don't know. Just free experience. I don't know if I would have cut it off early and started burning gems, or just let it fly and see how high I could have gotten. I don't know.
Yeah, I maybe should have taken another life level earlier to see if I could have survived against Guma. I had a chance too, but I was thinking I didn't expect Guma to come that quickly. That was part of the problem. I was thinking maybe I'll get another attack level and another life level before I get to Guma. But then I came upon Guma and I did not have the life level yet. And I should have just taken the life level then. Especially with the fact that, I already knew, though I wasn't thinking about it, that 1,000-point PVs were dropping at the boss too. So
yeah,
that made it, taking care of any leveling at the boss much easier. So, yeah. Anyway, is Alan in GP now?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, but I don't know how long he's been in there. I imagine it's gonna take a little bit because I had to discover a bunch of dead ends before I found the right way. Unless he just, makes weird choices and gets lucky. So
he's on the right track right now. If it's unlikely he's gonna go left here, but if he does, no, it's going down.
Yeah. That's a weird choice to go left there, I think.
Yeah, I think if you're going to take a left, you just gamble on the first left, which we thought, as you were getting deep into that right side, hey, maybe that first quick left is going to lead somewhere useful, but it turns out, nope.
Yeah. Every dead end you discover, you get a little more nervous, I think, that someone else just got the right left before you did. That can happen. So, alright, I'm just gonna hop out of here, guys.
Well, I have one further question.
Oh, sure.
Unrelated to Z2R in general, though. When it comes to what you're doing right now, I just wanted to get my facts straight, because I said in the beginning that you are currently part of Z1R, Z2R, Z3R, FFR, and DWR, and dabbling in OOTR as well. Is this correct?
Well, these are all games that I play.
Yeah.
There's I guess I participated in the OOTR tournament that's happening, but that hasn't been relevant to me for a couple months now. And I'm out of the FFR tournament, but right now, the tournaments that I have going on right now are just Z1R, Z2R, and DWR. Although there is there's a Door Rando, little second chance tournament that's supposed to be starting up soon, so that's probably going to be within the next week or so, I imagine. I don't know for sure the timeline of that. So yeah, we'll have more of that going on, and then I've got other things too, I'm sure. But thanks guys so much for the comms, the tracking and the stream and everything, and I'm gonna hop out and get off for now. Oh, Alan just forfeited. I'll wait for him to come in, I guess, if he's gonna do that.
Yeah, he might just jump in chat. He tends to not do the voice thing, and especially probably a little frustrated with his not finding that connector for, it's the solid 15 minutes he was in Death Mountain everywhere but Fairy Cave. But we can see if he wants to jump in here.
Yeah, we'll find out shortly.
Yeah. Unfortunately, TAH finishing that path down the long elevator and finding that it's just all dead ends top to bottom, and it's like, okay, I'm done. This was enough.
Yeah, he had taken the left at start, and that led to the dead end there, and he just game over. He just forfeited at that last dead end there.
Okay. Well, he's just jumping in chat. All right. I'm gonna hop off. Thank you guys so much. I'm gonna call it. Have a good night, everyone.
All right, take care. All right, I think Alan Heffley is going to be joining us in chat here for future restreaming watches on platforms that don't have the replay of the chat. We'll read back what Alan is saying here whenever he jumps in. But what could have been, what was a very, very ultimately friendly and jetty seed, unfortunately, that small hurdle that caught Alan off guard. And see, jkoper said that he didn't feel like he did anything that was odd. But Elendar and I were talking that, when you have the pass through caldera, you just kind of expect that third pass through, if it lands on the top or the bottom of the caldera, is just going to dead end, or it's just going to double as the same east to west pass through in this case and be useless in that regard. And so I as I said in the commentary throughout all this, is that I might have made the exact same choice for a while. Alan Heffley joining us, saying he played so bad. Well, Alan, you did actually, I would say you had the lead there in the very beginning, based on you and jkoper were pretty side by side. There wasn't a lot to do. You were kind of linearly pushed into Death Mountain to mess around in there for a little bit and get some levels. Those 1,000-point P bags were incredible, and you both had great levels. Once you finally found your way into P2, you were both side by side for the most part. Also going into P5, jkoper game overed on, you both game overed on Guma, and then you went back in, jkoper left, and that's when he went and found the fairy cave pass through at that point. But you got Guma down, then you went into the caldera, saw that it was 3 or 6, continued to the west, east side of the west, did your stuff over there, came back into the caldera, and then from there, that's when you kind of got stuck looking for that connector off of the west. And as I was just saying, as we said numerous times at this point, that we don't blame you for not looking at that cave again, because as you kind of come to expect that when you have a pass through the caldera with the 2 pass through caves, 2 of the 3 pass through caves that already exist in the west, that you expect that third pass through cave, if it lands on the top or the bottom of the caldera itself, you just kind of don't think about it being that it's going to connect you to another cave somewhere. So yeah, you could it was just out of sight was that other Maze Island cave connector. And that is, I mean, you know what the result is, but that is what caught you off guard there. And Alan in chat admitting that he took too long in DM. Forgot you had the flute. We did come to that conclusion as well after you passed up 3-eyed rock a few times there. And yeah. But it was a good start. It was a very good start, and even with the 2 lives, we were a little concerned that you were that either one of you were going to have a rough time in this one. But 1,000-point P bags really armored everyone up there with life levels, magic levels, attack levels. So that was really nice. I'm not sure if I've ever seen so many 1,000-point P bags just roll. It was ridiculous. Bosses dropping 1,000-point P bags, small enemy drop pool. Maybe even large enemy drop pool was that there was a 1,000-point P bag in there. I'm not even sure. There were so many of them. And you were off to the better start in leveling than jkoper was, because you were finding more of them. You were doing a little bit more killing of the small enemy drop pool, it seemed, and he didn't see a 1,000-pointer for probably 8 minutes in. So yeah. But I don't think, Elendar, was there anything else that stood out on Alan's side or anything?
No, I think you covered it. The high points definitely being some unfortunate missed things that are out in the 1,000-point P bags, man. I love it.
Yeah. So, well, I mean, it is just week 1. We weren't sure how rusty you and jkoper were, because we know jkoper is Randomizer celebrity, and we know that you were kind of out of commission for a while with your broken laptop at the end of the Nibiru Invitational last year. and then you were out of commission for several months, and presumably you just got up and running recently, so didn't really know how much time you had to practice to get back into the groove. Again, jkoper, playing so many games, not sure when he has time to practice Z2R either. So was going to be an interesting race. I know you two have gone back and forth in past races, so there's no clear advantage, and we knew it was going to be a good race. And it was up until the that hurdle that it's tough to overcome that. It really is. It sucks missing a connector. It happens, and you hate when it happens, and it just feels bad. It just feels bad because it was right there, and there was so much freeness in the seed overall that one little thing just slowed it down, and that caused it to just kind of tumble out of control. But go ahead. I was just going to ask Alan if he had any final thoughts here in chat. There, let him type it up for a moment.
That was what I wanted to say too. Any final comment about the seed, about the race, everything?
Yeah, from me, not so much. Elendar, as we wait for Alan.
No, I look forward to more races. Do we have any more this week? I think we have at least one more this week.
Tomorrow night.
Exciting. I'm gonna miss it, but good luck to the runners.
So if we don't have anything to say, I'm gonna thanks both runner jkoper and TAH. Anyway, sorry, I'm so bad. GG both of you. It was an amazing on 1,000 MP bag insanity. Also, I want to I want to thanks both commentary we had today, Elendar and Mirai. Thanks both of you for being here. And today I was the tracker and the race streamer. So I hope you did enjoy the race, and see you next time, everyone. Goodbye.